Hello and welcome to Gin and TARDIS, a spin-off from The Doctor Who Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Richard.
I'm Mark.
I'm Rob.
And tonight, thanks to the votes of you, the listeners, the Hinchcliffe story we have picked to watch over a few glasses of gin and tonic is The Hand of Fear. Rob, this was your nomination. Tell us why.
This is not my nomination because for such a pivotal story in the show's history, it seems to me at least completely or largely forgotten.
Yes.
It just seems like that. And I thought that the good voters of the Doctor Who show deserved an opportunity to vote for this one.
Clearly they did.
They did.
And they did.
Democracy wins.
I think that assessment is very, very correct. I think it is not a story that people think of when they think of the Hitchcliff years. And I was having a look. The DVD of this came out in 2006. Now, which means I definitely watched it in 2006. I'm not sure if I've watched it since.
I was probably the same. Last time I saw it was on DVD, and the time before that was when I bought the VHS. It was out for about 3 weeks before it got deleted, so yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say, well, back in the olden days, when everything was like little VHSs.
Yeah.
And look, I'll talk about my memories of it and perhaps the reasons why when we get into the main topic. But what are you guys expecting tonight?
It is one of those forgotten Hinchcliffs, isn't it, really? So, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting watching the goodbye scene again.
Yep.
Because if that was now, I mean, it'll be castrati singing and everything like that.
Doomsday.
It'd be Doomsday. Yes. It'd be overwrought.
I'm burning up a star to say goodbye to you.
Yeah. Even though there's people, the star wasn't, inhabited by people, it doesn't matter, they're all burning. I just think it'd be interesting to watch that again and just see how it's played out, in that context.
I'll be interested to see why exactly it is, forgotten, whether that's actually a deserved status for it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, I don't know that I watched it when the DVD came out, so I maybe even further back. And I have to say, I actually don't have any really strong memories other than the farewell screen, because that always gets played.
Yeah.
So I'm actually quite interested just to sit down and watch the story, to be honest.
Yeah, it'd be quite nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, there you go. The
What about
forgotten
you?
Hinchcliffe.
But what about you, Dave?
No, I'm with you guys. I
Okay.
don't have particularly strong memories, and those I have are very much from childhood. And as I say, I'll talk about that impression when we get into the main chat.
Yeah, I do remember watching it as a kid. Look, I do remember being a bit sad when Sarah left. But
It's very sad.
Save your sadness for when we do the recording.
Yep. So we've all got a big glass of gin and tonic.
we have.
Yes,
We have the Blu-ray ready.
we do
And
indeed.
You will get our thoughts on this right after this. As I say to Rob, please, Mr. Music, will you play? And we are back. We have watched The Hand of Fear. We have drunk a good third of a bottle of gin. What are your initial reactions, Rob?
Pleasantly surprised, but having looked at it again, not surprised that it is largely, it seems at least, largely forgotten.
Mark.
I enjoyed it a lot more than what I thought I did. Some nice light-hearted moments in it, bit of banter, bit of comedy in there. But yes, I can see where it is very forgotten given the dead set classics that come later on in that season. So yeah, but look, it was certainly watchable and certainly a lot of fun.
Richard.
Much the same as my esteemed colleagues here. Look, I was entertained by it. I don't think it's a classic. It was probably, you're right, it's probably a bit better than I remember, because I remember it being kind of boring. And look, it was better than that. There were some quite good little moments in it. Overall, I don't think that's really anything particularly special, and I will say part 4 in particular is quite weak.
That's a hallmark of the Hinchcliffe, isn't it?
It is the Hinchcliffe last episode syndrome. Yes.
Look, I'm broadly with you guys. I was pleasantly surprised it was better than I expected. I agree it's not a hidden classic either. I actually think that part 4 was okay. I think that at least there was some plot in that one, compared to a couple of other episodes, which we will discuss. But that neatly brings me into, I think, my first memories. Now, I would have seen this when it was repeated in November 1983 across a Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday.
Well, there you go.
And I have the dimmest of memories. Basically, I can remember the hand.
Yep.
I could remember the strange door lock on the reactor that sort of goes to the blue, 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 blue. I don't know why, but it just stuck in the brain. I then would have seen it a second time when they repeated it across 2 Saturdays in July of 1987, and then that's when we would have got the off-air copy. So after that,
on the Saturday screenings.
On the Saturday screenings.
Yeah.
So I would have been 7 at that stage. So I would have had access to it then. And my memory as a kid was that it was really, really dull. Mm-hmm. There were no alien worlds until part 4. There was lots of standing around in very boring hospitals talking very urgently. And as a kid, that just didn't mean anything to me at all. Whereas I do remember, getting to Castria and there was, shit happening basically, which was and cool alien sets and all the rest of that. So that was my memory, and so it wasn't one that I have pulled out much at all. And as I say, it's probably been 20 years since I did watch it, but watching it again, I think that there is some very interesting ideas in there. I think the dialogue is actually pretty good.
It is good, actually.
I think that the direction's better than I thought.
Yeah.
Tom, as always, just livens up some scenes and makes it very watchable. But I was also really struck by how little plot there is. And we made the comment at the end of part 2. Part 2 actually could be skipped entirely because
pretty much
at the end of part 1, they've taken the hand into the reactor. At the end of part 2, they're taking the hand back into the reactor. And other than sort of meeting, Professor Watson and his charming crew and killing off Rex Robinson, we really actually haven't done anything. It's quite tense not doing anything.
Yes.
I'm not saying I wasn't enjoying it, but it was very, very obvious that part 2 sort of really doesn't need to happen.
Yeah. Very, very similar in terms of the plots and the beats. I felt for the 3 Doctors. I mean, obviously, it's the same writers and the same director.
Yep.
Same villain.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, yes.
Feels like it.
It is. You're absolutely right.
Same Rex Robinson.
Same Rex Robinson. But you're right, Dave. The direction on this, Lenny Mayne, I mean, it's obviously very sad he died at an early age and everything like that. But he sort of takes a direction he did in the 3 Doctors. It was quite almost Batman-esque from the 60s, where it's on tilting angles and everything like that. And we were actually commenting on the Steadicam work in the reactor. It does really make it pace along, as opposed to having just it framed and then people sort of
people
acting.
just walking.
People walking around. So I thought that's actually pretty good.
He's got a lot of location work to do here, and he makes really good use of it.
It's really good.
I didn't remember any of that location stuff, and it's really quite good.
It is really good, actually. And some of the dialogue is good. You have to wonder, was that a Bob Baker and Dave Martin thing, or Robert Holmes with the zingers?
Some of those zingers do feel very Holmesy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some striking visuals in it, just to look at it. I mean, that both Eldrads are very good, character design and all that sort of thing. And
I would say the first one.
The first one's
is
great.
Markedly better than the second.
You're seeing a shapely woman in a unitard.
Well, I know the behind the scenes is they put a lot more work into the first costume than the second, and look, it does kind of show.
Yes.
It also, I think, isn't quite doing what the script wants, because the script wants the first Eldrad to be basically a crystalline Sarah Jane. Yeah. And that's quite an interesting concept. And then it's sort of like, actually, no, it's completely alien, completely different shape, and it's just, a slightly larger dude.
It looks like a He-Man figure.
With sequins on it.
Yeah.
It looks like a really bad He-Man figure. Like Juggernaut or something like that,
I mean, my memories of this are basically located in the repeats on the ABC in the 70s, in the late 70s and early 80s. I have absolutely no recollection of watching the DVD, even though I know I bought it. And it's just, though, as I said before, the strong visuals. A quarry is a quarry, but this is a quarry where 500,000 tons of rock is landed on our main characters.
Yeah. And there is no substitute for actually just blowing up an entire cliff face.
No. Yeah, and
there's no special effect that can
that
capture
is amazing.
That. Yeah.
And the line was,
I'm not taking responsibility.
I'm not taking responsibility. Which is very
great before, but
that was great.
It was good. It was
sort of just that dude who's potentially just killed 2 people. He's like, I'm not getting sacked over this.
I've waved a lot at them. I've done my tricks.
I've done that. Go get out of the way.
Oh, that's played so well. Just like, hello.
I did see a sign on the corner saying "Big Build." Bit political.
It's a local reference.
Eldrad.
Well,
must live.
Now, say what you said during the recording, Mark.
Okay, so Judith. Let's just start with Judith Parrish. Fantastic, great performance.
Yep.
And great. However, the second incarnation, Stephen Thorne, basically just doing a Timu Omega, and he is dead set shit. It is the same performance he did in The Three Doctors. It's the same performance he did in The Demons, and he wondered why he never got the call back for Arc of Infinity.
So
it is absolutely
appalling.
Just
so I'll give him Azal, because Azal's meant to be a bloody 20-foot demon. Omega has got some very bad shouty moments, but he's also got moments of Doctor, let's have a chat, and sort of that attempt at charm, and also those moments of despair. Which, look, he's not great in The Three Doctors, but I'd give him at least 2.5 dimensions there. This was
awful.
Look, I mean,
this was just
it's kind of the last 15 minutes or 10-15 minutes of part 4 where we're just wrapping the story up. You know, just point the camera, go for it, and done.
Look, if you wanted to defend the portrayal, if you wanted to, you could say this is Eldrad Unleashed, right? There's no attempt.
That sounds like a Big Finish story.
There's no attempt, like in episode 2 or 3, to lull the Doctor and Sarah into sort of falling in. He's home. He's achieved what he's wanted to. Now it's just Eldrad Unleashed, basically.
And because we have to take sort of 5-7 minutes off the end of part 4 for the Sarah Jane departure, which I'm very glad they did, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But we've basically got to wrap the story up in about 12 minutes.
Yes. Yep.
And so that does mean that from the moment Stephen Thorne as Castrin Eldrad, I think they credit him as, he appears, he instantly has to go for the and look, there are some great reactions from Tom and Liz for doing the what have we done?
What have we just stepped into?
What have we just got into?
It's very pantomime-esque. I mean, you could be...
it is
he's playing to the back
pantomime-esque.
rows.
Down to the sort of crystalline moustache. Or sort of
playing to the back
as
rows.
you're speaking of Batman, I was sort of thinking of Cesar Romero.
Even Cesar Romero was actually subtler than this guy.
And they both had bad
makeup. Well, they both had bad moustaches on it.
So I get the idea of, okay, we've got to sell that he's now the baddie in a very short amount of time.
And you've got to flip.
And then you've got to have the exposition scene with Rokon. Then you've got to get rid of him, and then you've got to say goodbye to Sarah. So I get they're doing that, but even so, there were moments when we were just looking at each other going, this is not...
Thorn in my side. It was terrible.
So what did we think of the incidental characters? I mean, there was Dr. Watson?
Dr. Watson?
Mm-hmm. And the professor at the Mountain?
Well, it's obviously got the sort of cast of Expendables that are just sort of, introduced, fill their narrative function, and are then just sort of, casually...
Vaporised as Driscoll.
It's interesting because I could see other stories where Carter and Watson would have been the same character. He just would have met the Doctor at the hospital, become the sidekick, and
for the story,
and sort of like, oh, I know a bit about nuclear reactors as well. Isn't that convenient? I could see that. So the killing off of Rex Robinson, good fall, by the way.
Yes, that was actually well done.
We actually did
that was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah. We did actually, because there's that moment where Rex Robinson's doing his usual subtle acting, and with the giant rubber spanner.
Oh god!
and we were when he sort of does the maniacal grin and the Eldrad must live and takes the swing. I think we were ready to kind of laugh.
Yeah.
And then they do the dive off the stairs, and it's a proper. And we was like, okay, no, that was actually pretty good.
And interestingly, because usually with stunts, it's all Terry Walsh. That was Max Faulkner, I think it was.
Was it?
It was a different guy. Yeah.
You must love Inferno then.
Oh God!
Does his dive off the...
Yeah, it's brilliant. Can I just say also the special effects are really good. The hand movement. That was amazing.
When it was in the tub.
That was really well done.
That was very well done.
I mean, it looks great. It still looks 50 years old. We couldn't believe how it was 50 years old.
The moment with the hand I like is part 3 because there's very obviously the hand that is moving and CGI'd in, and then there's very obviously the prop hand that is very still. The moment when Driscoll goes to grab it and it grabs his hand,
yes.
I wasn't expecting that. And I imagine as a kid that would have been a bit of a gasp.
Yeah. So the effects are subtle, but they're very well done for the age. And you said CGI, it's actually the CSO.
Yes,
CGI didn't exist back then. But the thing is
though,
but that's the thing, Dave. You
just
think now, everything's CGI. Yeah.
It's actually done pretty well.
It was really done. Yeah, it was great.
There was one that wasn't good, and I can't remember what it was.
Was it with the fringing on the end or something like that?
But when it was crawling across the floor, some of that was.
But also, we've got to remember these Blu-rays have probably been fixed up as well. So if you probably look at the transmission tapes, it's a bit more fringe than
maybe.
Yeah, than a 1970s porn star. But anyway, yeah.
Do you want to do that bit again?
No, the audience can hear that one.
I can judge you on that, Mark.
No more than normal.
We talked about Carter, who's an exposition thing that gets thrown off of stairs.
Yes.
Watson, though, was actually quite interesting. He has the usual Doctor Who incidental character thing of, oh, who's this crazy person? I don't trust you. Get security. Oh, I need to now trust you, and now I'm taking orders. Like that happens in 5 minutes, because that's what happens in Doctor Who.
That's what's needed, basically. You can't. There's no time to argue it out.
But he's actually given like a family and personality, which is a bit unusual. And
it's rare.
I can remember as a kid those scenes where he's calling home, just being like, "What? Why? What's this about?"
Yeah.
Watching it again as adults, I was sort of going, "Oh, this is actually a really nice touch."
And it demonstrates the show's ability to appeal to a broader audience. As a young person, you're there for the thrills and spills. As an older person, you can appreciate the family man, reaching out as nuclear devastation offers in the background.
Literally ringing to say goodbye to his wife.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is an odd moment, but as I say, it works for me now.
He doesn't say "I love you" though.
No,
he just
it's
says,
not
"Make sure the
76,
kids to bed by 10 to 6. Goodbye."
No hanky-panky.
But they do take the time to develop him. Even at the very end, where he's sort of talking to his assistant and he's trying to work out how he's actually going to explain all this. I mean, you could cut that out completely. That's completely unnecessary. But I don't know. It's a nice touch.
And you sort of hope that at some point Unit works out that this was a bit of a strange... I guess from the moment the RAF drops a tactical nuke on a power station that doesn't go off. Hopefully the Brig's out there going, "It's all right, Dr. Watson. Did you meet someone called the Doctor? Yes, right. We've got it.
Right, I rung Sir John Sudbury or whatever.
That's right. We'll get the D notices out. It's okay.
We'll brush this under the carpet. Don't worry.
That's right.
Technically, there are 2 missing nuclear devices, but it's all right.
And presumably, the power of half of England shut down that afternoon.
Well, it was the 70s, Dave. So
I was going to say maybe that's the start of
it was used to it. We're used to it. The coal had run out.
Yeah. So that's also something that struck me watching this and comparing it as a kid to an adult. As a kid, you kind of get that it's a power station that makes electricity. To the extent as a kid you can understand that. But this idea that it's a nuclear power station and what a meltdown is and the sort of the threats, particularly for example the end of part 2, where as a kid I just remember Guy walks into a room full of steam, smoke, and then the computers blow up and I'm like, well, why? What happened? What's the big deal? As an adult you go, he's walking into a nuclear reactor, or at least the 1976 BBC budget version of a nuclear reactor.
It's not 3 Mile Island, is it really?
No.
Definitely not Chernobyl. So.
No, it's not even Fukushima. But as an adult, you kind of get what the threat is. As a kid, you just don't understand what the threat is, and I think that doesn't help either.
No.
Until you get Eldrad, who's at least got blue eyes and zapping people.
Yes. I said at the start that this is sort of a forgotten story, and we've alluded to it. When you look at it, it is a modern day setting, so it's something that you expect to see. But if the stories on either side of it, say Mask of Mandragora, it's memorable because of its setting, and then Deadly Assassin, I suppose, is memorable because of it. It's visually, it's interesting and memorable in that regard. That's I think.
Although having said that, here in Australia, we didn't see that until well into the 80s. So
no, but I was around in the 80s as a kid, so I can remember Deadly Assassin was by far the one that stood out for me because you're on an alien world, weird stuff's happening. Mask of Mandragora, again, I was pretty bored by as a kid. I didn't get what it was about. It was at least colourful. As an adult now, I love it. Hand of Fear, again, it's very grim 1970s Britain. It's not that exciting, but
it's just that the Hand of... I mean, if the Hinchcliffe era is typecast as being sort of gothic, or has that feel, Hand of Fear is not gothic, really.
It's not. It's a modern setting. I mean, look, when we were watching it, we did we sat through the first scene, which I must admit I'd largely forgotten. I do vaguely remember it being in the novel, and that whole scene where they detonate and whatever, but I didn't remember it being that long, and it's very talky.
It's very, and talk about obliteration, destruction. It's just it's really wordy. They could have dropped that and gone straight to the quarry, I reckon.
So I had to flick through the novel before you guys got here, and Terence actually does it all as a prologue, but he makes it and it's only about 3 pages.
That's enough.
He makes it very explicit here, the voice of Rokon and the chanting, Eldrad, Slayer of the Vox Libera, Eldrad, Transgressor of the Order, Eldrad, Carrier of all evil, Eldrad, Destroyer of the Barriers, Eldrad, Saboteur, Genocide, Anarchy, etc., etc. So they sort of go very hard on the fact that Eldrad is the baddie. Whereas I think in the show we're meant to kind of believe Eldrad's story until we get to part 4.
Yeah.
And certainly when they start dropping the hints about, yes, they're very rare, it's unusual to be 2 of them. I think we're actually meant to have bought Eldrad's story, and they're meant to start going, maybe something a bit dodgy is going up here as the Doctor's working it out. And then we get Stephen Thornton going, he's the baddie after all.
Yeah, it was just basically 2 people in onesies, just ranting at each other, it just really didn't do anything. I always thought the story actually started in the quarry. I don't know why.
I appreciated the opening prologue effectively. It does display or show a civilization right on the edge of complete catastrophe. That appeals to me. And I like the way the shorthand version that they gave us.
Yeah, I think it's an intriguing setup. Where are we? What's going on? Why have they blown this guy up? Yeah. I think there's something.
And then when we get to the very end, where Rokon is basically saying, "Well, we're going to screw you over, Eldrad. We don't want to live underground, and we're also going to, commit genocide, basically on ourselves,
destroy the rice banks." Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's well done.
You mentioned before, Rob, talking about the themes of the Hinchcliffe era, and there are many. I think this does display a little bit of a sense that by the 3rd season, maybe some of the ideas were flagging a little bit. The guys at Flight Through Entirety definitely have pointed out that by this stage, the concept of not sufficiently executed is becoming quite a trope in the Hinchcliffe era, because it's literally what happens with Morbius. It's basically what happens with Sutekh. It's kind of what the case of the Cybermen, Revenge of the Cybermen. This idea of an evil from way back that wasn't quite executed, and now it's restoring itself. That is becoming a bit of a trope at this point.
Yeah.
As you said, Richard, we've had a really exciting adventure. How do we wrap it up? It doesn't matter. And let's just talk about the ending. We've had this big build-up.
Yes.
We've had this big adventure. We're running around, and Eldrad very carefully steps over a scarf into a bottomless
and
pit.
very badly falls into
That
a
was
pit.
really...
Yes.
That was
bad.
But
That was really bad.
that's the episode falling victim to the need to say farewell to Sarah. That's the problem.
Yeah, but they could have bumped him off a bit more.
Well, there's all manner of inventive ways to do it. There was plenty of traps that had been set up that could have been better utilised.
Which is very similar to what happened in was it Death of the Daleks with traps, and Pyramids of Mars Part 4 with traps. Are you detecting a theme here?
The Doctor finds the kill Sutekh button on the TARDIS.
Yeah. But I thought Sutekh... let's not go there.
No, let's not go
Sutekh,
there.
Oh, God, I've forgotten about
Sutekh living on the...
Yeah, so look, I think had we had that extra 7 minutes of ending, we could have had the Doctor done something techie. He could have teched the tech, done something clever.
Yeah, of course.
But we don't. So it's just, hey, let's just pull the scarf out. And hope that Omega. I'm not Omega.
Wow.
Timu Omega.
hope that Eldrad doesn't go over the bridge, but goes over the scarf.
Well, you could have seen them in a proper episode luring Eldrad in an artful way. This is the extremely shorthand version. Looking at the novelisation, it's handled in about 3 paragraphs at the very end.
Is it?
Eldrad's flinging themselves into the abyss. So
the ending was a bit carry on, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, but this story is more a vehicle. Well, episode 4 at least is more a vehicle for saying goodbye to Sarah.
Yeah,
really.
Yes, and it's been it was nice actually because now they overwrought the bloody thing with radio chimes, trailers, and.
Well, talking about Sarah's departure, I suppose, when you were younger and you first sort of saw it, or your earliest memories, what did you think about Sarah's departure?
I was devastated.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Absolutely
likewise.
devastated.
Yeah, I remember being really sad as a kid.
Yeah.
Because this was... We'll maybe talk about that in a minute. This run was probably the first time I'd really sat down and started watching Doctor Who properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they showed this in season 13 together, and this was the first of the sort of new run of Doctor Who after the ABC had made the decision to start buying the series again.
Right, okay.
So this was the big Doctor Who's back, and we're doing
she's in it for a bloody long time.
Yes.
Like it's three and a third season.
Yeah.
Back when seasons were substantive.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's been there since the end of the Pertwee era. Mm-hmm. I think most people consider her to be one of the, if not the best objectively best companions.
Absolutely.
She defines an era of the show.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. And as I said, I do remember as a kid being really sad when they wrote her out.
And it's very obvious. So a number of people have spoken about this idea that companions either have to choose to leave or be made to leave. Yeah. And there are companions that are clearly so close to the Doctor, so their friendship's so powerful with the Doctor that they would never leave, so they have to be forced out.
Yes.
Yep. So Jamie and Zoe have to be told, you can't come back. Susan has to be told, you know, I'm making the choice.
I'm leaving you here.
Yeah, I'm leaving you here. You've got to do that. Whereas, you know, Tegan can make the choice. I'm not doing this anymore. Jo grows up, doesn't want to do this anymore. Sarah's absolutely in that. This is my best friend. I'm going to go through the whole universe with you, no matter how many times I'm, you know, molested and abused and hypnotised. So you've got to have that moment of, I can't take you with me.
Yeah.
And again, like, now we can sit there and go, well, we see the plot reasons for this.
Yeah.
As a kid, the moment when the Doctor gets that call from Gallifrey and he's just kind of terrified. And it's a big deal, like, oh my God, the Doctor's going back to Gallifrey. He's scared. He doesn't know what's going on. He's got to get rid of Sarah. What's going on? Like, that was just mind-blowing stuff at the time. And I absolutely bought it as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just going to say, it was actually really nice the scene had time to breathe, as it were. Like, you mentioned all those examples, but it's pretty much like, oh yeah, you know, maybe a couple of minutes at the end. And in terms of that length, the only one I can think of a vague sort of similar length and sort of giving that room to breathe, the departure scene, is probably Fury from the Deep Part 6, where they're having the goodbye with, you know, they're having the dinners and that sort of stuff, and she still made the decision to go. But
I think Jo gets a couple of extra exit scenes.
Yes.
They have the whole party at the end and she gets the news and Cliff accidentally proposes to her and Mike's devastated. And
all of Unit's devastated.
And I suppose you also there get the moment the Doctor finally does he lets her go.
Yes.
And he turns around and just walks out.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're both quite sad moments. And this is a period where I think you're right, they do give companion departures a real sense. Jamie and Zoe.
Then you get to Leela, which...
I was just going to say, yeah.
No, I was going to make that contrast. Like, Jamie and... You're right, Victoria gets a good leaving scene. Jamie and Zoe get a proper goodbye to the Doctor.
And I suppose at least there is that moment of tension. Well, I suppose with Jamie and Zoe, there is that moment of tension where they think they might be able to escape. Yeah. And then suddenly the Time Lords catch up with them again and know this really is goodbye.
Yes. But so they get a scene. Liz obviously doesn't because of what happened with Caroline John.
Yes.
Contractual issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Jo does, Sarah does, and then Graham Williams just keeps forgetting to recontract his you know, just, I want to leave. No, you really don't. No, I want to leave. All right, well, look, I just won't write you out in case you change your mind. And they don't change their mind. I mean, well, is it season 17 he goes into without Tom, Mary, or John Leeson contracted?
Wow.
I think that's right.
Oh my God.
He goes into season 17 with none of his regulars contracted.
Right. There you go.
Is there an argument to say that Liz Sladen is the most consequential person to play a companion in the show, given her impact, given the length of time? It's not as if she was sort of dragged, you know, limped through her period. I mean, she was pivotal.
I think she's emblematic of the Hinchcliffe era and the Letts era.
Yeah.
In that, I've often said Letts is the one who kind of sets Doctor Who up as the classic show that we think of now. He's the one who really does season openers, season closes. Yeah. He works out what the public want. He structures seasons. He has puts together the classic, the Doctor and a female companion, etc., etc., and increases the budget, increases the professionalism of the show. Hinchcliffe then takes that increased budget and all that thing and just does it and does it even better. Just makes it even better. I think that you don't get Sarah Jane without Jo, but she's Jo done even better.
Yes.
Certainly, no disrespect to Katie Manning, but I think that Liz Sladen is, by some measure, a better actress.
Oh, yes. She is, absolutely.
Yep.
Not to say that Katie Manning's bad, but Liz Sladen is very, very good.
Yes, she is.
And she's also, I mean, let's face it, she's being script edited by Robert Holmes, produced by Philip Hinchcliffe. You know, regular scripts by Robert Holmes. She gets to do scripts by Terence Dix. You know, she's got some pretty good material to work with as well, and she's playing off Tom at the height of his powers.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you could see it in the performance here. It's at times serious, it's at times playful. She's my companion from when I first started watching the series. And,
absolutely.
I mean, looking at it tonight, I did have something in my eye at the time that they were. I mean, because it's just really, really, really lovely played between the two of them. And I've read that they worked the script out between them.
Yes,
it's just everything in that short span of time about their relationship.
I was surprised at how quick it was, particularly that very last goodbye scene. I thought there was going to be a bit more, and it was just done very, very subtly.
Yes,
quite quickly.
As opposed, and I was thinking about this before, and we've talked about this, as opposed to how they do it now, right? Yeah. I mean, I was thinking because she comes back, Liz Sladen comes back for the Tennant era. How does Tennant say goodbye to Rose? It's the most overwrought thing you could ever see on television. I'm burning up a sun for you, Rose. I mean, for Christ's sake. It's everything that's wrong with modern day television
It's terrible,
today.
isn't it?
It is
It's
awful. It's awful. There's
It's
no
just-
subtlety to it. We're just getting smashed in the face with all
With
all
the
it's
yeah.
terrible.
And no one watching can relate to that idea of I'm going to burn up a sun and have a trans-dimensional goodbye. Whereas two people just saying goodbye, no music, no special effects,
Exactly, no
sound effects.
castrating, no nothing. It's lovely.
Just two
Underplayed.
people who are
Yeah.
clearly really sad to be saying goodbye to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Is an incredibly relatable
Exactly.
moment, and it hits home.
And that's how it
It's
should
much
be.
more powerful that way. It's just
Yeah.
like it is like saying goodbye to your best friend who you'll never see again.
Yes, and back in the days when there was no internet and no real long distance phone calling, like somebody left, you didn't see them.
They moved away. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just want to mention how iconic this scene is because about 10, 12 years ago, there was a sitcom made in Australia called Outland, co-written by someone we know, John Richards.
That's right.
Yes, he was one of the co-writers, really good guy. Met it a couple of times. So this is all about this group of nerds that are sort of hanging out, and there's lots of references to shows, particularly Doctor Who. Like there's the bit where they remember their secret childhood crushes, and one of them says Sergeant Benton. It's that kind of a show. And anyway, there's a scene where one of the couples breaks up and sort of kicks the other one out of the home, and when the one being kicked out sort of comes into the like, is this really goodbye? I remember watching it and I was going, hang on, she's holding a pot plant and an owl and a tennis racket. I'm going, this can't be coincidence.
Yes.
And they've literally gone and got all the props that Sarah's holding in this. And for the goodbye scene, I've just got, that's a very lovely sort of homage, which again just shows how iconic this is that people want to reference it.
For sure.
I want to ask, what the hell is going on with the Castrians? Because clearly they weren't stone creatures. Eldred has this whole speech about, I created stone bodies for us, then I set up the barriers. So, like, were they ephemeral entities? Were they just sort of gaseous?
Carbon-based life forms or something?
Yes.
Yeah, because
He somehow transferred their essences into these
that's the
stone
thing,
bodies.
because they go through the whole thing about how the Castria's obviously this now a hellhole, and they have the barriers, and the barriers are now failing. So,
so there's a requirement for
yes, he's obviously changed them in some way into that
He's
form.
built them a Mark IV travel machine. Essentially, hasn't he?
For those people who are 40k fans, aren't those aliens who are convinced to go transfer their essences into these robots?
Oh, the Necrons.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Where they got that idea from?
Which does kind of beg the question then, if they want to eschew their stone form to get rid of Eldred, couldn't they go back to what they were before? I don't know. But I only thought about watching it this time. I've never seen that before.
It's interesting. It's an interesting idea,
It is.
which you haven't sort of seen before.
No.
Yeah,
But it is a throwaway line, though. Really,
totally not explored.
No,
no.
no. That's the thing with Bob Baker and Dave Martin. Big on ideas, but the execution's a bit...
Are they very good writers?
No.
No. Are they good writers?
I do like Todd Bilby's theory that they write 2 good episodes a season.
Well, actually,
And then this one I'll give them probably part 1.
Yeah.
That could be a two-parter.
That could easily be 2.
Oh, absolutely.
You could cut part 2 completely.
There is not enough plot in that to sustain 4 episodes.
No, we were saying that all through the watch.
Yes,
that-
absolutely.
I mean, we were talking quite a bit during part 1, I think, because we were slightly... I don't think we were enamoured
Well,
with
the
it.
gin hadn't kicked in at that point, so
Probably not, no, but it kept going,
No,
and we
look,
were watching...
I think in part 1, although it's not that exciting, we were actually quite enjoying the dialogue.
Yeah.
And the relationships and the like. That did sort of kind of work. It does then start to drag. It's really only held by Tom's performance, Liz's performance, and doing something interesting with an actual nuclear power plant.
yes. I will say, actually, on Liz Sladen's performance, we were saying during the thing, she does possess really well.
She does
Yeah.
really well. She's had a lot of practice, admittedly, but she is very good, though. Yeah.
And she does sort of a very funny, barbs and one-liners, whilst clearly terrified, but still. I'm just going to, make a joke to kind of ease my fear a bit. She does that really well as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
It was good. I didn't hate it.
No, exactly. I mean...
No, I was entertained watching it. As I said, I don't think it's by any means a classic, and I think
No.
it will be a while before I come
All
back
right,
to
well,
it.
let me put this to you.
Yes.
Is it Bob Baker and Dave Martin's best script?
Ooh.
I can think of one I might have above it.
3 Doctors?
3 Doctors.
Three Doctors is better, but...
Is it better because it's got 3 doctors in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think it's the rest of it.
No, I actually think you're right. The 3 Doctors is carried by Hartnell and particularly Trout and Pertwee.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. What else? Underworld.
No.
Definitely not.
Armageddon Factor, no.
Oh, that's terrible.
Axos, no.
No, just say no, mate.
No.
This could be their best script.
Yeah.
Invisible Enemy, no.
Oh.
So
They didn't have a good run, did they? Like somebody goes,
I'm sure they were reliable.
they were reliable, but that
I
doesn't
think
mean they're good.
it's really clear when you get interviews, particularly from Terrence Dicks, like their scripts arrived in a form that didn't need to be rewritten.
Yeah.
It was filmable,
Yeah.
and you could just give it to a director and go film that.
Yeah.
I need to go and rewrite some other stuff or write my own scripts. Like I get that for a script editor, that's just gold.
Yeah.
And they're not bad. Well, some of them are. Underworld's terrible.
Mutants.
But
Underworld is-
mutants. Are they mutants?
Yeah,
But-
mutants.
Oh,
If-
that's bad.
If we as rank amateurs can pick up that there's a lack of plot,
Mm.
what is it? Just look, we have to fill 26 episodes per season. Admittedly, the director and the camera work can cover episode 2 and 3 a little bit.
Well,
Is it?
But here's the problem: if you sit there and go, right, we need more plot, that means you need to have another subplot.
Yeah.
So that means either another set, another character,
Fair.
something, and that's money.
Yeah.
And at this point, you're about to. Well, you've done a lot of location filming. That's taken money.
Yeah.
You've got reasonable sized cast.
Yeah.
You've got bombs. You're about to try and spend a whole lot of money on making Gallifrey look cool.
Yeah.
You've just done a huge amount of location filming at Port Merion.
Yeah.
So this is probably meant to be the cheapie, and so they've just gone, look, give us 3 sets and some location filming and a couple of characters.
And you hire Lenny Main to make it look good.
And you hire them to make it look
And I
good.
think we're watching TV and it's so fast paced and it's so condensed. There's not much wastage anymore. So when we're saying there's not enough plot, well, it's because it's actually a lot slower. And we watched 4 episodes.
And
once,
that's the thing.
and
It wasn't
supposed
intended to be watched in
once a
one
week.
go like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So,
in Bleak Britain, apparently.
It's really obvious watching it all at one go that part 2 is just not needed.
That's what you can't do.
Yeah.
You can't do the censor rights in one go. You can't do that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's
Not intended by God. So.
But that's the thing. It's one episode. So watching one episode a week with no distractions,
Oh, yeah. It would work much
It would
better
work.
than-
Yeah. But now you could take the scissors to it.
You could do that in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Very, very comfortably.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We've now reached that point in Jim and TARDIS where, Richard, for God's sake, give us your stats.
Yay!
Nothing wrong
I'm
with
the
a number.
stat man. Da-da-da-da-da.
All right. Well, this one, The Head Affair, it was shown in the UK in October 1976.
I remember it well.
It was, yes. Did you watch that
Says it on the end
in
credits.
the UK when you were there in Blighty, Mark?
No. Apparently, I only had power on for 3 days, according to Dave. So, no, I don't remember watching it. My first episodes were in
Can we
78.
just pause? 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years,
Yes, I
Grandad.
know.
I feel
50 years.
very...
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've kind of reached that point as fandom now. Well, because remember when you're it's the 50th anniversary of the show, and then it's the 50th anniversary of the Daleks, and the 50th anniversary of Trout, and we kind of had a meeting, it's 50th anniversary of Pearl. Now it's just for God's sake, my God, this is 50 years old. Everything's 50 years old now.
I know, and then 10 years later, we were getting Travel Timeline. Yeah.
Just
Back to the stats.
We're not that far from Davo being 50 years ago. Think about
Well,
that.
no, we're 5 years away, aren't we?
Just having
Yeah.
to keep past the gin again.
Yeah.
Top up.
I hope we're all here for Davo's 50th.
And so I hope Davo's here for his 50th too.
Do we?
Oh, come on, Dave. No, because he'll be recast by his
He's
sons.
a lovely man, says no one.
How dare you!
Okay, anyway.
Back to your stats, please.
Yes, The Hand of Fear made its way out here to Australia in early 1978. It was shown here in March and April.
Richard. Oh, my God.
As part of a long run of season 13 and 14 stories. So,
Yes.
for long-term fans, there
Like
was
you guys.
there was the moment in 1975-76 where the ABC decided they weren't going to buy and screen Doctor Who anymore around season 12. Now, I won't go into the whole story, but there were
Shenanigans.
protests, shall we say.
Country was brought to a standstill.
Prime Minister was disposed.
It was the dismissal Mark II.
Norman Gunston on the
Norman
steps.
Gunston was out.
But why did they make the decision not to buy it?
Who wants to hear from Mr. Frazier?
I would just like to point out that at this point in my watching of the show, every Tuesday evening I was learning. I was going to organ lessons.
Oh.
So I would come home on a Tuesday night and I'd be seeing the end credits.
Oh,
So Mask of Mandragora went out. And
no.
This is the second episode, Mum. Play the organs.
Oh,
So he's
no.
doing his C-Tech music, from Parents and It's a Mars.
Anyway,
Sorry,
reminiscence.
Richard.
Yes.
So why did the ABC wanted to stop buying it?
Oh, I think it was ratings.
Really?
I think, plus, I don't know, a bit of coin probably. Save a bit of coin. But, yes, and then really that is probably where organised Australian fandom, particularly in Sydney, I think can trace its roots. So, yes. Anyway, the ABC obviously reversed their decision, and in 1978, yes, Doctor Who came back with a full run of season 13 and 14.
Must have been glorious.
Less two stories,
Ooh.
which we'll get to in a moment.
Morbius and Assassin.
Yes. Yeah, they debuted in February 79. They replaced The Governor and JJ, that great ABC series.
No.
No one remembers that. I'm sure there is someone out there who remembers The Governor and JJ.
One person.
Does it still
Well, this is
exist?
for you.
Riddled with dementia.
It still exists.
Yeah, it still exists. Yeah. Dan Daly and Julie Summers. I have several episodes at home. Anyway.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Moving on.
Anyway, you can tell we've had a little bit to drink tonight, people.
The show's called Gin and TARDIS.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think that's a subtle spoiler.
I don't expect sobriety at all.
At least we're not
It's going to be called
slurring
Castrians and Crack.
No, this is not as bad as the Celestial Toymaker last
it.
time.
No, that's true,
that was
actually.
awful.
We had a bit that time.
Not enough alcohol could scour the memory of
And
that.
a few people had said after hearing that, oh, you guys are a little bit to the wind. I said, yeah, we're about 5 sheets and a couple of Doonas, I think. Anyway, Richard, sorry.
Anyway, now this momentous screening, it's the first time Doctor Who was shown in sync around Australia.
Ooh.
No cycling of tapes or anything.
Yes.
However, that lasted for a grand total of 3 days.
What happened?
Now, the reason for that is the episodes are being shown Tuesday to Friday nights in most of the country. However, those holdouts up in Queensland, they only showed them Tuesday to Thursday.
Right.
Is there anything Sir Joe wouldn't do?
Jerry Manzo.
So they drop out a sequence at the end of the first week with part 4 of Terror of the Zygots.
That's just everything about 1970s Queensland, isn't it?
It was in colour.
Should we try virginity? Nah.
Nah, was it colour or black and white back then? I don't know.
On Monday nights, it's not on Monday nights because the ABC are showing the UK soccer or football.
Hey.
Yes, in place of Doctor Who. And on Friday nights in Queensland, they were showing a local current affairs program. It probably is the Sir Joe half
Sir Joe hour. The Commonwealth of Queensland clearly showing its independence for the rest of the Federation.
Yeah, that's right. Any state that would let the man be Premier and Treasurer.
Hey, they did it here too.
From one hand into the pocket.
Yes.
Alleged. No, he's dead. We could say it.
Yeah, that's right. He was dead, and it's true.
Yes. Now, obviously, the main news probably about this run is that the Brain and Morbius and the Deadly Assassin, they're rated A by the Australian censors, so they're skipped.
A for adult.
Yes, they can't be shown in an early evening time slot. The Mask of Mandragora is actually brought forward and is shown in the gap left by Morbius, so it's actually shown before the Seeds of Doom.
Okay.
In that run. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that was because I think Seeds of Doom was having a few issues with the censors as well.
Oh,
Can't begin to imagine why.
I mean,
Yes.
How the hell did Seeds of Doom actually get through, I wonder?
How the hell were these things shown at 6 o'clock?
Now, to get
Never
around...
mind 5:30 later on.
The bed looks like a cactus, mummy.
Eat Brussels sprouts and be quiet.
These were repeated Saturday afternoons when
Yeah.
God, good times were good back then.
I miss it. Click my heels and go back.
Oh, my goodness. Now, to get around the gap for a Deadly Assassin, the ABC just jumped straight forward into the face of evil.
I was going to say put on Revenge of the Cybermen again. Back to season 12.
Go back to their default setting of season 12. Now, if you lived in Adelaide, you did
My
actually...
condolences.
You did actually get to see the shortened version of Brain and Morbius 2 years before the rest of the country in October 1978. Here we didn't get it until 1980. But
Did anybody tape it in Adelaide and then send it to fans?
That's crazy. How the hell did that happen?
Well, yeah, essentially. Clearly the tapes must have landed there first, and probably they whacked it on before anything else
came
came
on.
on.
A national broadcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Anyway, look, to get back on track, this run of new episodes ends with the Talons of Weng Chiang in May. And then they're...
Hashtag real Doctor Who.
Yes, it's placed with repeats, which is that sort of truncated run of about 8 or 9 pertwee stories that constituted the Third Doctor's era here in Australia for a while, because they're the only ones they had in colour.
Yes, yes.
Yep. However, it did include the debut of the Green Death.
Oh.
Followed, by the what would become the ABC sort of default setting of repeating the Hinchcliffe season 12.
Oh no!
They went from Robot through to Talons again. That was the end of Doctor Who for that year. And look, before this degenerates completely, during this run, just what it was paired with, it was paired with repeats of my favourite Martian.
Again?
Yes, yet again. The Ghost of Mrs. Muir.
Longer than plutonium, I mean.
Yes.
Mr. Ed?
The Ghost of Miss... No, not Mr. Ed this time. The Ghost of Mrs. Muir, F Troop, and Anna and the King, for anyone who remembers that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, it did actually have Yul Brynner in it.
It did?
Yes.
So it was vaguely canon?
Well, yeah. Samantha Egger played the Deborah Kerr role, and yes, and it did have Yul Brynner in it. He's usually only in it right at the start of the episode and right at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was, I think, quite sick by then. But
shooting cigarettes at commercials, wasn't he?
yeah, yes, well, that's true. And after the run ends, the 6 o'clock slot was replaced with Oh No, It's Selwyn Froggatt.
What?
Which was a comedy series, in inverted commas, starring Bill Maynard, who later went on. He was the old guy from, Greengrass from Heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just saying words I don't understand.
All right.
Anyway, yes, so that's how that was screened in. The following year, when they started season 15, that is when Doctor Who did its legendary pairing with the Goodies.
So can I ask one question though?
Yes.
So when it was shown in Australia, you said...
What's I Know Selwyn Froggatt?
No, exactly. It was shown nationally.
Yes.
So they didn't have satellites then, did they? So how if the tapes weren't sent around, how were they shown in different states?
They had relays by then.
Oh, they had relays.
Because they did the first All Australia Test transmission about 1972 or something, I think. There was that Australia, I can't remember what it was called. It was like Australia Comes Together or something, and there was a test transmission.
Okay.
Well, but don't forget they did the World Day thing that where the Beatles did All You Need Is Love.
Yeah.
That was a nationwide sync up.
Yeah.
Like the Beatles, England gave us All You Need Is Love.
Yeah.
We gave them a tram leaving for its work that day.
Right.
I kid you not. Britain gave the world All You Need Is Love for the first time. Australia gave us footage of a tram leaving the depot for this morning's work.
What, the Seekers busy that day?
That is absolutely...
that is bonkers.
It's absolutely fair. But we had an international hook up then. So
I mean, unless you lived in like one of those remote mining communities or whatever, where you get
like
the tapes.
Perth.
They used to show, because they would quite often, you would see, if you lived in Perth, you'd see something like today. A week later, it would make its way up the north coast, up the northwest coast, and it would be shown in somewhere like Dampier about a week later. So like the Queen's Christmas Message, you'd see it sort of at Christmas in Perth, New Year's up in Dampier.
It was the Queen Mother by then.
and then sometime in mid-January, if you lived in the actual mine down in Tom Price.
Right. Well,
anyway, this is going
for every UK podcast that has just given us all these strange shows we've never heard of, this is our revenge.
Exactly.
Enjoy this, Australiana. Final thoughts on the Hand of Fear, gentlemen. Richard.
As I said at the top, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's anything special. It had its moments, but I think it might be a little while before I come back to it.
Mark.
It's in that category of forgotten Hinchcliffes, along with Planet of Evil and a few others. Entertainment value, I really enjoyed watching it again. But as you said, though, when you're comparing it with a lot of the Titans in that series, unfortunately, it's probably the time flight of that season. However,
it's not that bad.
Exactly, it's not that bad. So, but yeah,
put this in a Williams season. This looks better, I reckon.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. But it was entertaining. Liz Sladen was magnificent, and Rob, I must admit, we all got a little bit teary at the end. It was wonderful. # real Doctor Who.
Rob.
I'm glad I watched it with you guys because it did elevate it in terms of its entertainment value.
And
It exists simply to say goodbye, Sarah Jane. That last 5 minutes is absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
The rest of it, parts of it, are better than its entire sum. Tom is great. The setting is different. It is a bit bland in terms of its design, which means for me it doesn't stand up as well as the stories that surround it. But I'm really glad that I watched it again, and I'm glad I watched it with you guys.
Yeah.
And we're glad we watched it with you, too.
Oh, my poor heart.
Right where I live.
Well, we've been doing this a long time.
Well, yes.
Well, we were reminiscing before about watching... were you guys all there for the first screening of Tomb at the Doctor Who Club?
Yes.
You Robert?
No.
So three of us were there in 1992 when we first watched Tomb of the Cybermen. So
I supplied the tape. You're welcome.
Oh, mate. Thank you so much.
That's how long we've been doing this. Look, I echo your thoughts. I'm really glad that we actually watched this for Gin and TARDIS because I wouldn't have pulled it off the shelf otherwise. Probably, again, as I said, because of childhood memories of this being dull. As an adult, I appreciate it a lot more, and I shouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of Doctor Who, particularly in the Tom era, that I didn't find that exciting as a kid, but absolutely love now. Mask Man Dragora, most of season 16.
Yeah.
Even The Face of Evil, I think I've come to love. I know you didn't like it at all as a kid. I liked it a bit.
Oh, as a kid, I didn't get Face of Evil at all. Now I'm older, and when I saw it when I was a bit older, and you actually understand what's going on. It gets a lot better.
But no, look, it was fun. If basic and straightforward. At least there was a cool alien planet. No idea what was happening with the Castrians, but yeah, look, Liz Sladen was great. That departure scene was phenomenal. Is it the best companion departure scene? It's got to be up there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And no suns were destroyed in its making, so great.
Fantastic. Well,
Space Puddle all the way.
well, we haven't done a second McCoy in our run yet, so it is time to get back to the McCoy era.
Come on, Mark.
We have previously watched...
Just getting the gin.
We have previously watched The Happiness Patrol. We have taken a group decision that we will veto Remembrance of the Daleks because we just feel we have nothing new to say. We know it's great.
Yep.
We've seen it all many, many times. So we're going to nominate 4 other McCoy... There's only 10 left. We're going to nominate 40% of the remaining McCoy stories up for the usual poll. Watch out for that coming up in the next day or two. What are we nominating, Robert?
Yes, everyone's going to love me. Time and the Rani.
Oh,
You bastard.
you bastard.
Mark!
You know they're all going to vote for it.
Yeah, I know. Curse you all.
That could be fun.
No. Silver Nemesis, however, the extended version.
Ooh, the Queen.
Duck.
You social worker.
I was going to go for Paradise Towers, but look, that's 2 season 24 one, so we cool with that?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, all right. And I'll go for season 26 just for the mix. I will add in Battlefield.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, some interesting choices there for you to make, listeners. Again, it's not which one's best. It's which one you think will make for most interesting commentary.
It's probably going to come down to how much alcohol we drink and how loose the conversation turns out to be, but...
They're going to vote for Tom.
But it is getting close to midnight here for this recording. So it's time for us to go. I've been Dave.
I'm Richard.
I'm tired.
I'm definitely wrong.
And we'll speak again soon. Goodbye.
Found a little souvenir lying in the dirt. Didn't look so dangerous or that it could hurt. Then one tiny finger started wiggling to the beat. Now everybody's marching with a radioactive feet. It's got a plan, it's got a scheme, it's got the biggest ego that you've ever seen. I must live, that's what everybody says. Else I must live, got us all in such a mess. Else I must live, hear the whole world testify. But not today, the doctor cries. claiming